So that's kind of my job, is to step up and go, freak, anybody with me? Okay? Because when you step out like that, people tell you the most amazing thing. I've discovered in my lifetime, just to mention the words depression and suicide out loud, people tell people the revelations that I hear from people, some of whom I've just met, are phenomenal. So I am the permission fairy. That's how I start the conversation, because people often ask it when they hear me speak, well, how do you start the conversation? Well, pretty much all I gotta do is mention the words depression and suicide out loud. Trust me, they will throw up emotionally all over you. Every year in the United States, 8 million people contemplate suicide. 1 million people attempt it, 44,000 in their lives. When I put this program together with some of the folks you're going to see in the video today, that number was 33,000 in 2012. When I did my first TED Talk in 2014, it was 39,000. And actually now it's approaching 45,000 this year. And that does not include 66,000 opioid deaths. And we don't know how many of those are actually, in fact, suicides. And the amazing thing to me is, fascinating, sad, amazing, is given the numbers, think about this. This stadium holds 44,000 people, Riverfront Stadium. That's how many people in the United States die from suicide every year. On 9/11, that awful morning, 3,897 people perished in the attacks. 11 times that many die every year in the United States of suicide. One young person aged 15 to 24 dies every 2 hours and 3 minutes. 24,000 college students a year attempt suicide. 1,100 die by suicide. That's 3 a day, every day, college students. The good news is you can do something about that. You can make a difference. You can save a life, and you can do it by doing something as simple as starting that conversation, because silence kills. And there's the Princeton Dam. She's my favorite Holland America ship. She's a small ship at the flagship, and she was not designed for Holland America. They bought her from another cruise line. And the way you can tell if you ever sail on her is that there's no sliding cover over the swimming pool. A lot of ships have a cover that comes up when it's raining. So we're out somewhere, and the sea was calm like this, but a thunderstorm rolled in, and as we say down south, any southerners here? Anybody besides me from this? Where are you from?
Georgia or Florida.
Georgia or Florida.
I grew up in Georgia.
I see. You're in the Witness Protection Program. We're real sure. You're not testifying, man. You can. You know how it rains in the South. We call it a frog strangler. I mean, it poured, and they were scraping paint, doing improvements around the pool. Didn't have time to get the paint chips up, so they got down into the scuppers, they call it downspouts, clogged them up. So the water came up to a foot deep around the outside of the swimming pool. The only problem with that is, at the front of the ship, the forward elevator lobby, the lip on the door is 11 inches. So the water's going over the lip and down the stairs like a waterfall. Okay, I'm coming upstairs, and here's something you don't know about me. No matter where I am or what I'm wearing, people think I work there. There's something about me that screams customer service. And my wife says, because you walk around wherever you are like you own the place. So I'm coming up the stairs, there's an older gentleman, I'm wearing my gym clothes, shorts, shoes, ball cap, tank top. Coming up the stairs, haven't performed yet, so he doesn't know who I am, but he grabs my arm and goes, "You work here?" And I quit telling people I don't, it just makes them mad. I said, "Sort of." He goes, "I'm terrified." I go, "Why are you terrified?" He goes, "There's water coming down the stairs." I go, "Look, I don't know a whole lot about cruise ships, but I do know this. Water coming down the stairs, not a big problem. Water going up the stairs, you and me and Rose are going to the lifeboat." Thanks for getting that. Not everybody gets that. We're going to find something that floats. So anyway, that's. I wrote a joke about this customer service thing. I believe I could be standing in a jewelry store, wearing a football helmet, a jockstrap, and cowboy boots. Somebody would come up and go, "You work here?" "Yeah, man, it's Casual Friday. How can I help you?" So, I'm telling you. So I'm on the ship. It's breakfast. And every ship has a Lido buffet, as you might imagine. And I can't find a seat. And then I look at there's a woman at a table for two, and there's no seat. So I point, as you would. She nods, I sit. She looks up and she goes, "Hey, are you the comedian?" I said, "Hey, did you enjoy the comedy show?" She goes, "I enjoyed it very much." I said, "Then I'm the comedian." She goes, "What would you have said if I told you I hated it?" "I'm a plumber from Des Moines who looks a lot like the comedian." She said, this question comes up all the time on the ship, is cruise comedy all you do? I do about 12 weeks on the boat. It's usually summers, holidays, when people aren't conventioning. It's unusual to have an event in June, actually. That's most people convention the school year. Anyway, I said, no, I'm a public speaker. I said, and I got to brag a little bit. I just nailed down a TED Talk, Vancouver, BC. She goes, TED Talks, I love the TED Talks. What's the topic? Oh, yeah, here we go. I said, because I've had the conversation so many times. I said, depression and suicide. And I started counting down in my head, 3, 2, 1. You know, she said I tried to kill myself twice. We just met. She goes, first time in college, kind of half-hearted, not that serious. Second time, far more serious. I had graduated college. She said, I graduated medical school. I had the knowledge, had the equipment. She said, I had the IV started in my ankle. Suicide cocktail in one hand, syringe in the other, getting ready to load it up. Phone rings. Now, she has to decide whether to answer or not. She said, I decided to answer because I was afraid that it would be somebody who worried, come over and interrupt. So she picks it up at her 13-year-old son. She goes, I don't know if you heard something in my voice or had a premonition, but he said, Mom, don't do anything. So she said, I didn't. I didn't give up on the idea of suicide, but I decided not to do it that day because I knew he would feel guilty for the rest of his life, knowing that he spoke to me right before I did it and wonder if there wasn't something he could say or do to stop me from ending my life. And the good news is, because 8 out of 10 people, 8 out of 10, generally speaking, are ambivalent about suicide. There are things you can say, there are things you can do to save their lives. 2 out of 10, roughly, if they're hell-bent on dying, you know, they're going to take their own lives. So I said to her, as a follow-up question, how old is he now? She goes, he's 21. I said, does he know his phone call saved your life? She goes, no. And this is how I came up with the phrase that I mentioned earlier, and it became the theme of my TED Talk. She goes, no, I just start that conversation. Well, you do a TED Talk, I said to myself. So let's see.